The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business radio show in North Carolina. We are coming to you live from our brand new Burner Cigar studio. This is the one place where news talk is WSIC. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk. This is 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone, and if it's Monday afternoon, your business matters. And this show has been going strong for over 11 years. We have well over 860 small business owners and community leaders that we have interviewed. We have well over 650 videos on my, I'd like to say, sexy YouTube channel. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker on YouTube, Joe Vagnone Business Broker. We've got well over 600 and something videos. Go there. You can see almost all of our interviews. We are live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, live on the chain. For those of you that don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, that is LinkedIn, that is X, and we're also wherever you listen to your podcasts as well. Please go there. I am monitoring Facebook here live, so if you want to chit chat with me, I gotta set it up. So for those of you that are not watching live on Facebook and listening live on the radio, I'm trying to get the Facebook set up because, as you know, I've got my woman that has been with me for well over 9 years. Julie handles and manages all of this and also keeps an eye on things on Facebook. So if you'd like to participate and be a part of the show, please let me know, and we'll be more than happy to get you on the show. And like I love to tell people, everybody needs a Julie. And so Julie will be managing all of the Facebook stuff that we've got going on as well. Now, Austin is supposed to be here. I don't know where he is, but listen, that's the way plumbers are, you understand. The man is probably underneath a sink fixing something and can't get out of work, so we're going to be happy to start this program without Austin, but Austin is my co-host for the entire month, and he is the founder and owner of New Blue. They do electric and plumbing. Please look them up. They are just an exceptional group of people, and Austin is an exceptional young man. I remember when I first met Austin, he had wrote a book, and it was advice in the book they was given for kids getting ready to go to college, and I gave that book to my son. So that's how much I think about Austin. So what I wanted to do today, just because I wanted to have some fun, last week, the owner of the radio station sent me a report on my show. Now, you understand, he's trying to measure me. You understand? They are trying to measure me and determine exactly how good or bad I am, which I don't mind. I've been self-employed since I'm 17 years old, so if he thinks this is going to intimidate me, it's not going to do it. It's not going to happen. That being said, this is a radio and digital report. Okay, now before I read to you what happened in this report, I want you to know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to read it straight from here, and you guys can decide exactly whether this is good or bad. But I'm reading it because I've had a lot of people ask me, hey, how many people listen to your show? What is the reach that your show provides? Honestly, I don't know. What I do know is that whenever I go to the grocery store or I'm cutting my grass or cutting my hair, somebody will say something about WSIC and local Biz Now. So now that we're starting to get these reports, I thought it was kind of fun. So this is a third quarter. What they're discussing is the impressions. They're saying that it is 5,628 real and unique people have participated in the actual live shows that we're watching. Remember now, this is digital. This is not live radio. What they also say is that 35% of you out there right now are males, and 65 listeners are females. I found that really interesting. Here's something I thought was interesting as well. The age, 10% is 18 to 34. 35-year-olds to 54-year-old is 47% of you, and older than 55 is 43. So about half of you are 35 to 54. The other half of you is older than 55. All you guys listening are my age. About where it is. The location of the listener: 40% Statesville, 18% Mooresville, 11% in Cornelius, 7% in Huntersville, and 24% is other. That's because, you can listen to this live stream anywhere you want. That information I wanted to give you because I thought it was kind of intriguing. Now, the live streaming performance, there has been an increase at over 120%. And we went from 2023 engagements of 5,900 to 2024, same time last year, of 13,000. So there's a whole lot more of you listening and watching on live stream. Last year, the impressions for 2023, same time period, was 123,000. Now it is 194,000 people. The reach was 109,000 in 2023, and it is currently at 188,000 people. So I wanted to give you that information. I got no idea where they're getting those numbers. It could be their grandma's just telling them some stuff, and they're agreeing to it. But I thought it was interesting. I've been doing the show for well over 11 years now, and this information seemed intriguing to me. So they're saying that the increased reach is 72%. The interaction is 120% increase, and the impressions increase is 57, which means somebody's listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, and we appreciate it, and thank you so very much for doing that. Today is an exceptional show. When we get back from the break, this will be the first time in 11 years that I have actually interviewed a client that purchased a business, and I've got these two gentlemen here in front of me. They asked me, could they tell the truth? And I told them, yeah, the only reason why I'm still here is because the owner likes people to disagree with me and argue with me. He calls that good radio. So we come back, I'm going to introduce you to some guys, and they're going to talk to you about how and why and when they purchase their business. It's going to be exceptional. You are listening to Local Biz Now, where your business matters. We'll be right back.
Keep it right here. Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone will return after this short break on 105.9.
Okay. So, and just so you guys know, we are live, still streaming live. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and make fun of Reese, you can do that. Oh, everybody will hear it.
So actually, I got someone called us.
No. You know who it is? They didn't say.
Said
Harris. Can we ask him what he's after, or is he on the phone right now?
Joe, if you want to talk to him off air, off stream, I can get you.
Yeah, I just want to see who it is first.
Want me to ask?
Say what?
Ask who you
You ask. We normally don't take call-ins because I like to keep the show on track. Because when I started the show years ago, I was between Harold Johnson, who was the top radio morning guy in the area, and they've got like a swap meet radio show that they do with a guy that's been doing it for 50 years. So I would take calls at the beginning of the show, and they call and say, "Hey, I got some tires. You want to? You want to? You know somebody wants to sell some tires?" I don't know, man. All right, did I know him?
Harris has a business question.
Let's do it. Since I don't got.
Do it on air or off air?
Let's do it on air.
On air?
Let's do it on air.
Sounds good.
I think we got some time to wait.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, we'll do it. Hey, be ready to.
Give him one of these when you want him to cut them off.
Okay.
All right.
Before you do it, let him sell us. Sell him a little.
There is a way.
I think I told you guys we are live on
Facebook.
all of the streaming. I watch Facebook, just so you know, so I can kind of get a feel for what's going on. I'm watching Walter. Walter was one of the salespeople for WSIC years ago. He was the main dude for WSIC for many years, and he just posted a congratulations. I've been doing this for 11 years. It just goes to show that the station's got such a reach.
It's Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. #1 live business radio show in North Carolina. I've already proven it to you. I gave you the radio digital report information. I told you we've been doing this for 11 years strong. I told you we've got well over 850 small business interviews. We've got well over 650 people that we have on the tubes. Go to Joe Vagnone, business broker. And now I've got a live phone call. He wants to ask me a business question. I am up for it. You're on the air, buddy. Hello?
Swing.
Did we lose him? Okay. Well, we had a dude who wanted to ask a question, and I was going to take, which would have been the first phone call that I've taken. Thanks, Reese, for trying to do that on the show in a long time. Let's dig in. Let's get this. Let's get this show started. I want to let me set this up just right. So I have Tommy Tham. Am I saying that right?
That is correct.
Yep. Okay. And I also have Tyler Elliott here. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. You guys purchased a business that Julie and I had for sale, and it is Ace Handyman Service. And so I know you as a buyer client, correct? Julie probably set me up to have you two sitting in this room so y'all could tell me all the things that I did wrong. But I'm looking forward to it, guys. So, but do I have that right that you guys were the proud owners of Ace Handyman Service in the area?
You have that right, Joe. We purchased the business about 2.5 months ago. We started August 1st. We saw the listing, and we reached out. Julie emailed us, and Julie's great. I want to give a shout out to Julie. She's been very.
Everybody loves
communication.
Julie.
You got to have a Julie. Yep. Gotta have a Julie.
So, I told you guys when you came in today, man, this is new for me because I cannot remember a time where I've had the buyer client on the air. So indulge me. I will be asking some questions about the service and that sort of stuff because I'm curious to know how that happened. But before we do that, give me a little bit of your background. Tyler, kind of fill me in on how we get here, because you didn't wake up on a Tuesday and say, "Hey, I think I want to buy a handyman service business."
Not exactly handyman service, but I did wake up one morning and called Tommy after a horrible day and
start off with saying that we need to. I want to own my own business. So
Right.
Um,
So was it woke up on a Tuesday and like, I'm done with this. I'm going to do something on my own. Was it literally like that?
yeah. Yeah. My background was mostly with HVAC. Came strongly from HVAC
Right.
background, and crawling up in 140-degree attics and snake infested crawl spaces. There's
For somebody else.
for somebody else. Yeah. So, but yeah, we basically I started off following my dad's footsteps. He was a mechanic back in the 80s, and then moved into being a nursing home director for going on almost 30 years now.
That's a big switch.
It is. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't know exactly where that switch came from, but he's
That's a whole nother show I'm going to have to get into.
yeah, literally. Yeah, he's a true jack of all trades. But yeah, just kind of, I grew up basically right there, following his little footsteps, holding his hand, and him teaching me everything. And came out years later, went to DCCC and got my motorcycle degree back in about '08 when everything was economy, and everybody that was a part of that back then definitely knew the
Right.
all around.
So Tommy, what about you? I mean, when did it happen that you decided I'm ready to do this on my own?
Yeah, sure. So when I was young and in middle school and high school, I was selling Pokemon cards, and so I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. After school, I worked in corporate sales, transitioned into an IT role. Then shortly after that, COVID hit. I started a web development company, and I'm on a roll. Tyler calls me one day. He's like, "Hey man, I want to start a business, go off on my own." I've always had that drive. First thing I asked him was, "Hey man, you have any money?" He goes, "Yes."
What do we say? A little.
Yeah.
How little tucked away.
So that's how we kind of got into business together, and we actually started a commercial cleaning franchise, and that's really kind of where we got our feet wet and hired our first employees and learned how to manage clients and kind of go from there.
So I found you guys as clients. It was important that you discern, do you want a franchise or do you want an independent? So you guys had to go through that concept, right? Which direction do I want to go? So I'm curious, when you picked up the phone, or in our case, sent out an email looking at this, did you know it was a franchise when you first inquired?
Yes.
So you had made a mental note, I'm okay with a service business that is a franchise. So you kind of had already made that decision?
With the ACE?
Right.
Yes. Yeah, we definitely, like I said, starting out with our first with the commercial cleaning business, we knew that we definitely loved the, how would I say, the structure and having the support on the back end and stuff to help you, from sales to day-to-day questions, because somebody's already done it 1,000 times, so why not?
Right.
It's a repeat and keep going. So.
Okay, so that's interesting, because I didn't know that. I never know when somebody contacts us whether they've decided on the front end a franchise is okay or not. So you guys have already decided, I'm all right with a franchise, that works. Would you have, so you would have not called on an independent because you were looking for the franchise. So the fact that you knew it was a franchise was important to you?
Correct. We actually spoke into other franchises as well, just starting completely fresh, and spoke to their reps over there to see the process. But an existing franchise, when we saw that come online, we jumped on that right away, and that's when we reached out to you and Julie.
Right.
And like I said, everybody knows the Ace Hardware brand. So that was a big selling point.
Yeah, for me, when Dave, who was the seller, called me, he said, "Hey, do you think you can sell this?" And I said, "Man, I don't know a better brand." I mean,
that's true.
It really is an exceptional brand, especially when you're talking about service-related business. It seemed to be this perfect fit. So when you first inquired, right, Walk me through the thought of that. Like, I don't get a chance to ask this question. When Julie and I are interfacing with you, what was that? Give me an idea what that experience was. You go ahead. You can hit me. Go ahead. You can make fun of Julie if you want to. Go ahead.
I was about to say, Tommy, you want to take this one?
Not if Julie's listening. So Tyler and I have been looking to purchase a business for almost a year and a half. And
so this process was ongoing for you guys.
Oh, yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So we're running a business and looking to acquire another business. And I went online. I saw the business. I reached out immediately, just inquire, just have a conversation. I called Tyler on the phone. I'm like, hey man, there's a handyman business for sale. It's right within our wheelhouse. You're the handyman. I'm the back end office guy. We can make this work. Let's see where it goes. And that's when we heard from you guys and started the conversation.
Right. And so our process, our system is we like Q&As to be by email because we want to make sure that whatever the buyer says, you guys get in a documented form, right? Sure. So nobody's misleading anybody, right? Or if there's unanswered questions, you know it, and you can say, hey, I didn't get a response to number 2, right? But we get some pushback on that because some people just want to have a call with the owner immediately. How did you feel about that Q&A that we make it mandatory that you do that Q&A before you actually meet the owner? What was your thought on that?
I mean, I personally like it. Like I said, you kind of lets you know, hey, this client that's trying to get information from us is actually serious.
Right.
Because I believe we were talking earlier backstage, and you're talking about, it could be 50 businesses you're trying to sell, and you got 100 people a day trying to.
We never know whether you guys are qualified or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And for us, some of the questions you ask let us know, okay, they know what they're doing, or okay, Julie, we got another nutcase coming. And that's our job, is to make sure the nutcases never get through to the clients, right? And the qualified people get to move forward in a respectful way. But managing that for us is not easy. It's kind of tricky. That's why I'd ask that question. So you guys didn't, the experience that we gave you, was it similar or different than other inquiries that you had for other businesses?
I liked the experience I had with you and Julie. Your response time was amazing, just quick, had all the answers. If not, you could find the answers for us. We worked with brokers before, and they've just been very slow. Maybe it's their fault, maybe it's the seller's fault, whatever the case may be. But working with you and Julie has just been a very seamless and quick process.
Right. One of the things I tell people often is when it comes to service-related businesses, professionals that you're going to hire, timing and response time is the best way to measure them. And so I'm happy to hear you say that our response time was good, because that's really important to us, right? So I'm happy to hear that. Let's take a break. We come back, we're going to dig in, and we're going to actually find out what handyman service is all about, what you guys actually offer for the area.
Yeah, awesome.
You are talking to Tommy and Tyler. They are the owners of Ace Handyman Service. If it's Monday afternoon, your business matters. We'll be right back.
We'll return to Local Biz Now with entrepreneur Joe Vagnone in just a moment on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Yeah, he was. Okay. Any questions, guys? We good?
Oh, yeah. No, that was
Okay.
great. Man, you can tell you've been doing this for a while.
Say what?
You can tell you've been doing this for a while. You're good.
I tell people it's like therapy for me, Yeah. As long as we're talking about small business, I got it, right? Now, listen, I'm no Rush Limbaugh or Wolf Lip Blitzer. You know, that's not me. That's not what I do. But as long as we're talking about small business, I've been around the block, so having those conversations is it's easy for me to do that.
Julie, if you listening, we're going to have to give Austin the business for not being here today.
Give Julie a shout out.
Oh, Julie was awesome. No. Y'all both were. Yeah. Yeah, y'all's process was.
So where do you guys live at?
I live in North Charlotte, Highland Creek.
Okay.
Yeah, so in between Concord and Huntersville.
And I live in Welcome, which is in between Winston.
I'm sorry.
Welcome, which is in between Winston and Lexington.
Oh, okay.
Hour away.
Yeah, about an hour away.
So the territory that you guys are trying to cover, how big is it?
Oh, it's all of Lake Norman. It's all the way down from Huntersville, a little bit of North Charlotte, all the way up to Statesville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
pretty
our
much that
Pretty much
I-77 corridor.
the whole
you want to
I-70
I-70 we
corridor,
even cover
yep.
the other side.
You're the Denver side? Okay.
Carroll, and
Right,
pretty big territory.
right. It sounds like it's actually the exact same scope as this station. Like if you, they used to have a map with a circle around it. You know what I mean?
Julie in Raleigh? You live in Raleigh or does she live
No,
out here?
she lives in Mooresville.
Okay.
You know, if you'd have told me I'd be selling businesses through text messages and Zoom 2 years ago, I'd have said you're crazy. You know, and now it's
Really,
probably
that's where it's at?
it's
Text messaging?
Oh yeah, we're closing deals people I've never met before. Text messages. Yeah. It really is just bizarre. It's,
Oh, you're saying no face-to-face at all? Like
No face-to-face.
Through the whole process, except
Right.
I guess probably even maybe not
Same
even
with us.
signing day?
Same for us. We had this. So now.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
We didn't meet, and
No.
I mean we were on Zoom.
We were on
but-
Zoom.
Right.
Yeah.
We do a lot of Zoom.
Yeah.
But that's no more in person.
30 seconds.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Reese, did JoJo give you your treat or did he eat it? Joe ate it. I bet Joe ate it.
Oh, Lordy.
Are we live?
On 1059 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. #1 live business radio show in North Carolina. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you. This is News Talk WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and I've been doing this for 11 years. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. I'm speaking with the owners of Handyman Services, Tommy and Tyler. Guys, let's dig in a little bit. I use your service, right? I have not used it since you guys bought it, right? But David was my guy, right? Handyman was my wife has the magnet on the refrigerator, right? And when something breaks, I look at her and say, "Call David." And that's what you're trying to do throughout the entire Lake Norman area. If somebody has a problem, something needs to be repaired. You want them to call Handyman Service and do that. I mean, that is the service that you're providing, correct?
Right.
Give me a list of kind of the stuff, the phone calls that people are asking you about.
Yeah, great question, Joe. So a lot of the stuff that we get a lot of handyman, small punch list things. I have a hole in the wall. Let's fix the drywall. You know, my door frame's not. You know, we go in and fix that, and floors ripped up. We have floors with the hurricane. Fences are going down. We get calls to kind of go help out with their fences, bathroom, and painting services. Painting, you know, we're trying to grow that side of the business, and carpentry. We got a guy.
So one of the things I would think it would get a lot of punch lists for realtors. Are you getting much of that? It seems like that would be a good place for your business to market. Would be the realtors and punch lists going on.
Yeah. We're definitely we're in contact, and we've joined a few realty places where we're coming together and trying to get to know them and them know us and get our name out there. And
So guys, the one thing I like about handyman services, it doesn't matter what needs to be repaired, right? For example, if I don't have to pick and choose, right? Is it electric? Is it plumbing? Is it, is it woodwork? You know what I mean? When I call you guys, you'll solve the problem, or if you don't do it in-house, you'll find somebody to do that for me. Am I describing that properly?
Go ahead. Dead on the money, Joe. Dead on the money. Like I said, we work with great vendors. If we can't do it or we're not licensed to do it, we got the person to call.
Right.
So,
is there sort of a size that you won't do? If I say I want an addition on my home, is there a level in which you say that's not us? How's that work?
Yeah, so without having the proper licenses, we try to do projects under about $40,000, right? And our goal is eventually to get our general contracting license and eventually take on bigger jobs.
Right. So how do you price it? So, for example, the last time I called David, right, there was some steps on my deck that needed to replace. There was some boards on the dock that needed to be replaced. There was a light fixture that I wanted to get switched, and I didn't want to go up on the ladder to do it, right? And then there was a fan that needed to be done, and then there was a drain that was dripping, right? All of those things are different, and how do you price that stuff when it comes to, because all I'm looking for is one price, how much it gonna cost to get this done. How do you guys do that?
Yeah, great question, Joe. So we offer half-day packages and full-day packages, and we do offer hourly rates as well. So we really pride ourselves on the learning and development of our office management team and our craftsmen out in the field. So when you call for something, maybe it's a light fixture, our office staff knows how long that's going to take. Hey, that takes 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how many you have. And then we can quote you properly over the phone and get you booked up and have a guy out there within the next one.
Right. Oh, that's interesting. I wouldn't have thought of it that way. So I can't just say, "Hey, send a couple of guys. I'm gonna use them for the day." Yeah. I'm gonna all their skills. I'm gonna put to use for the day and figure that out. I will tell you this: the last time I had you guys up to the house, there was outside door to a shed that I had that two other repair people could not repair because it was so big, it was so heavy. Mm-hmm. And within an hour and a half, your guy had fixed it. I said, "Dude, how did you do that?" And he said, "Well, most people don't know about that. And he went straight to what the problem was because he had seen it enough and knew exactly how to repair it. That's what I think I want people to hear when they hear this interview, right? That what you guys do so well is that you have the experience already, so you're not guessing how to solve the problem. You're sending somebody that already knows how to do that. Tyler, kind of walk me through how you choose who you're going to put on what job.
Well, we typically hire. We typically try to hire, like I say, guys that are all well-rounded. Sorry, this mic is. There's really well-rounded, but some guys come, like I said, from different backgrounds. Right. Have we might have a guy that's just phenomenal with carpentry. We might have a guy that we got one of our lead tech. He loves decks.
Right.
I mean, he can. If you can see it in your head, he can draw it on a picture and put it on your house.
Right.
That simple. So I guess, like I said, we still would try to stay well-rounded with everybody, but everybody has their certain niche.
Right. So let's back up a little bit. So when you guys decided to go with Ace Handyman, you had to have some kind of a meet and greet with Ace Handyman. Am I correct? Did that happen?
Yes, it did happen. So with Ace Corporate, we actually went out to Denver, Colorado, and met with the senior leadership over there, and just a great group of people. Mm-hmm. And that really is what sold us.
Yep. Shout out to Andy and Colette.
Yeah.
Right. So, walk me through that site visit, because there's a lot of people that have never gone to a franchise site visit, a franchise meet and greet, right? A lot of franchise call it a discovery day because it takes the time and energy and effort to actually go. You know what I mean? So walk me through what that's like. There's a lot of people listening that haven't taken that step?
Yeah, no. The first step is just to do it. Book your ticket, get your hotel. So we went out there and we met people from all walks of life. We met a gentleman named Austin, and great guy, and he owned a Ace Hardware store and transitioned to handyman services. And we met another guy where his family owned a commercial cleaning franchise, so very similar, and he started his own business. He had businesses before, so we got to meet and talk to everyone. And with the senior leadership, they were so down to earth. We can have real conversations with them about, hey, what are the numbers? Is this profitable? Is this going to be good for us? This is our background. Do we fit into the system? And I'm a big numbers guy, and I asked a lot of questions about numbers. And they were very honest, very open about the numbers. And Tyler's operations guy, and he asked about the work that needs to be done. Can I do this? This is my background. Will I fit?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the trip, we had a real conversation. Tyler, you still interested? He's like, yes, let's move.
So it wasn't a sales pitch from them. It was true information.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, right there live.
That's interesting. So let's talk about the process. Now you've decided, I want this, right? I remember, Tommy, I think it was you that talked to me. You and I had a conversation. And I think I said, hey man, you want it? Because in my world, I think Julie might have told you guys. I got a saying, which is a fast no is better than a slow maybe.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying, I'm good. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Talk about that mental decision, because that is a move that is mental, right? Like, because it is life changing, right? You know what I mean? You're spending money, you're spending more time, right? Your energy is going to now be spent on building a different business. Walk me through that moment when you decided, I'm in.
Yeah, great question. So,
and I thought it was on the phone with me, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah,
or close to it.
I think it was with you, Joe. So everything just fell into place. Tyler's background and my background working together, and corporate franchise, and you and Julie and Dave. So when you asked me, I was like, decision's already made.
Right.
Let's go ahead and
give
you.
And I could tell that when we had that.
Yeah.
You didn't even give me a chance to do my sales pitch, man.
No, didn't need to. Didn't need to. We already saw. We're just like, dude, just
drop the paperwork.
Drop the paperwork.
So let's talk a little bit about the seller. Most of my buyer clients end up really liking the sellers. I tell buyers all the time, listen, you're not buying the seller. You're just buying the business. But they will not buy a business unless they feel comfortable with the seller. Did you find that to be the case? Because I know Dave's a great guy.
Yep.
Right. Was he part of the decision making?
Dave was great. He got us all the information we needed to make the best decision in order to purchase the business. His communication was great, and just hearing from how you speak about Dave, really sold us.
Yeah, I did tell you he walked on water, didn't I? I really like Dave.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and we'll talk some more. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am here with Tommy and Tyler, and they are the owners of Ace Handyman. If you got anything that's broken in your house right now, they can fix it. Ace Handyman Service. We will be right back.
Keep it right here. Local Biz Now with Joe Bagnone will return after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
You still see Dave?
We talk every now and then, and he is helping a friend. Dave's background is a CEO for a large corporation.
Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so Dave's a really sharp guy. So he's a good catch for a small business to take him in.
Yeah.
And that's what's happened. We good?
Yeah. Are you guys good?
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'd love, Reese has not received an official nickname. Normally around here, the nickname comes after you make a mistake or
Yeah.
fail or something.
Oh, of course.
You understand that?
So we're just
He
waiting
has
on
yet
that
to
mistake.
do that.
So you're waiting on him
So
to screw
I'm
up.
waiting for any. So if you guys see something that bothers you about him, let me know, because his official nickname is going to have to be Superstar.
Yeah.
Because
man.
he ain't done nothing wrong yet. And I hate to call the man Superstar, you understand? So
Put the good work.
if you see something wrong, let me know. I'm still looking for a weakness.
Yeah. Rick James.
Yeah, just doing my job. Yeah.
All right. So, Julie, we got to find out what happened to Austin. It's not like Austin just to.
What? Oh,
Julie has got your acehandyman.com on Facebook
Cool.
Very good.
for you. Is there something specific you guys want to talk about, bring up about the business? Anything?
I mean, there's really.
I mean, besides giving a shout out to Deneen for.
Yeah, I mean, Deneen has been there. I don't know if you remembered him. Deneen's still there.
Okay.
She's
I mean,
pretty
we
much
partner
our
with the company.
Yeah, she's pretty much our boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'd definitely like to talk about her if we can bring her up, kind of give her a shout out. And,
Everybody needs a Deneen.
exactly.
Yep.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
I sure would like to find a problem with Reese.
It'll come. It'll come.
It'll come.
Joe Bagnone on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Yeah. #1 live talk business show in North Carolina, coming to you from Burner Cigar Studio. This is News Talk WSIC. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. And we're here with Tommy and Tyler. They are the brand new owners of Ace Handyman Service. I say brand new, but it's been a while now, right, guys? How long's it been?
Couple months for us.
Yeah. I mean, you guys act like you've owned it forever.
Oh man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Joe.
So we were at break. I said, "Hey guys, is there something you want to talk about?" And you said, "Yeah, we want to talk about our Julie."
Yep.
And talk about her, please do, for a minute, and then I'll tell you why it's important.
Yeah, so we have a great office administrator. She's director of administration. Her name is Deneen Sprout, and she's been with Dave for 5 going on 6 years and stayed on with the company. And, you know, at the end of the day, I always say she's our boss.
Right.
You know, we go to her for any questions that we, you know, anything financial or just operations side or just how to handle the craftsmen and learn a little bit about them. She has all the answers. She's great.
And I brought that up, number one, because you guys wanted to talk about it. Shout out to Denise, right?
Deneen.
Deneen. Shout out to Deneen. But also, for me as a business broker, it's one of the reasons you want to buy an existing business. Good quality people in place that would like to support you in your endeavor as you move forward. Just because Dave, the seller's ready to move on, doesn't mean she is, right? And so this is a great example of why buying an existing business makes a lot of sense to you, because all these things are already in place. I liken it to tell people it's a difference between buying a brand new home and buying an existing home. If you buy an existing home, the curtains are already there. That, you know, there's stuff that's been done. You know, each owner kind of adds a little bit of flavor and stuff that you can keep. But a brand new home, you got to start from scratch and get every bit of that. And so you guys get the benefit of some of the stuff that Dave has already put in place. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah. So when the phone rings, this is my #1 pet peeve. You with me here? See, Tommy's laughing because I think he knows where I'm going to go with this, okay? I gave you guys a chance to beat up on my business, and you have not. So now it's my turn. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because if you want, I'll give you another minute if you want to make fun of Julie, you understand, right? But here we go. So the number one mistake small business service-related owners make, the phone call needs to be a seamless transaction that only takes one call. That is the key to expediting my feeling as a customer and also your ability to control cost and time. And so if there's a piece of advice I could give any service person out there, it is they should be able to call one time and the process gets started, not have to call back to get additional information and that sort of stuff. That process is really important, and most franchises have designed it in a way that makes them superior to the independent guy that says, hey, I'm busy, love to do the job. Can you call me back in 10 minutes? You know what I mean? Or, okay, could you give me your phone number? Okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll call you back. And where do you live at exactly? Let me check and see if you're in my area, and then I'll call you back. Like these kind of conversations frustrate me, and they frustrate the client. And the minute you ask the customer to hang up the phone, I guarantee you we're picking up the phone and calling somebody else and see it, because the first person that comes is probably going to get my business. Talk about that, guys, because it really is the key to good quality service-ready business. I wish Austin was here because he's done a nice job of perfecting that with his business.
So we have something we put in place called a playbook. And with that playbook, there's a foundation.
I already liked that he thought it through.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler, you're luckier than you think to have Tommy around.
Yes. So we have a playbook, and the playbook's just the foundation, right? Deneen has her own personality. We have a customer service rep, Morgan, and she has her own personality. So with that playbook, it allows you to understand the customer. Right? We call someone and they may not care about the price at all, but they just want to know about the service. Are you guys licensed? Did you guys do a background check on your guys? Because they're coming into their home.
Right.
And they want that trust. So with Deneen and Morgan, they're able to build that trust with the customer, depending on who it is. Some people want to call, know the price. Great, cool. But our goal is to book on that one call. Let's get them on the schedule.
That's right.
And that way we have work for our guys.
That's right. And we as a customer, we want that too, right? I mean, you know, we don't want to have to keep going back and forth in this process. So did Ace Hardware help you with that, or was that something that you designed yourself?
So Ace Hardware and Ace Handyman Services Corporate helped us with that foundation. Deneen's already been in the game for a very long time, so she understands customers very well. But when we brought in our new customer service rep, she worked with Deneen and us to kind of come into her own, really learn what type of customers on the phone and get things booked.
Got it. So Carl says, Miss D, let's go. So Carl's giving a shout out to Miss D.
Yep, that's probably Carl.
On Facebook. If somebody wanted to reach you guys, how could they do it? What's the best way to do that, Tyler?
The best way to call us at 704-765-6800.
And Julie's got a number 357-1314. Does she got the wrong number on Facebook there?
No, we have numbers that kind of help us track who's calling us and where they're calling us from.
Yeah.
Okay,
probably from our
Julie's
online.
got a tracking number.
Yeah, there you go.
Julie, you need to title that a special Julie code. Get a 10% discount if you use Julie's number on Facebook.
Yeah, we'll make it 15. How about that?
We'll take it. 15 was that. We'll take it. We'll take it. So this process, what would you do differently, guys? Kind of tell me, because this is now the second business that you guys have bought, right? Mm-hmm. What would you do? Is there something you would have done differently?
I wish, Dave would have sold the business about 2 years ago, right? So we would have done this off the gate.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I definitely love the experience that we did with the commercial franchise. Like I said, that set us so when we came to you, you didn't have to give that sales pitch. We already knew what questions to ask, what the process was going to look like, and it was basically, can you help us or can you not?
Right,
so.
right. And I sense that, right? My job was to stay out of the way, right? Okay. Okay, guys, you got it. Tell me when I can help, right? You know what I mean? But before you were ready, you liked hearing what I had to say about the buyer. Why is that? I mean, that was important to you. Or at least that's what I interpreted that to be the case. So why is the buyer's character important to you? Because it's very common and it confuses me, right? Because you're not buying the buyer, but I mean the seller, excuse me. But a lot of buyers really want to know about the character of the seller.
Yeah, so that says a lot about how he runs his business. You know, when you learn about the seller, you learn about how he treats his people, how he treats his employees, how he runs the benefits with the company, and just how he operates things. So that was a big thing for us. It's just learning about the seller, and you know, we like Dave, so we came in and pretty much was like, Dave, what did you do?
Listen, I told you Dave walks on water. You know that. Yeah.
So he told us, this is the bank I use. This is the company I use. Cool. We're going to do the same thing.
Easy peasy.
Tell me about insurance. Insurance is always the challenge for small business owners. It's an expense they never plan on, and it always seems to take them off guard. What's the scenario for the insurance expense for you guys? Because I got to assume it's pretty hefty in people's houses and messing with their stuff, right? I mean, you tell me.
Yeah. So, you know, we have the corporate, you know, told us we have to have a minimum liability and everything, general, like workers' comp. And so we went out, we reached out to one that Dave recommended, the one that he worked through. So we went through them, called them, they gave us a quote. It is really hefty, but it's also very important. Right? We want our customers to feel comfortable with one of our guys coming in, even our guys, right? They get hurt in the job. We want them to know that, hey, we're taking care of you.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's how you're going to keep them, is they know that if they get hurt, there's something going on.
Oh, yeah.
So guys, we've only got about a minute or so left. Each one of you separately, what advice, Tommy, you goes first because Tyler needs some time to think about you.
Yeah, dude.
So I figured it out about Tyler. What advice would you give a small business person thinking about getting started in small business? What kind of throw them a bone or two, you know, what they should think about?
Sure. If you're thinking about it and you really want to do it, go for it. Don't be afraid to inquire, have a conversation, and do not be afraid to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. It's really how you handle those mistakes.
Amen. I love that statement. Okay, Tyler, it's your turn.
Man, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to agree with Tommy on that one.
No, that's not gonna work.
No, I would just add to that because there was a fear with me along that with just everybody, and that's why it took me so long. I should have been a business owner years ago.
Right.
It's just that first initial jump. And not being afraid for the debt. We're always going to be in debt. So,
absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. I tell people, forget about security and forget about debt. You're going to have both of them. It's how you manage them that really absolutely matter. You're lucky, Tyler, because you got Tommy, because Tommy is sort of your security blanket, right? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It depends on the subject. I mean, usually Tommy's like, what do I do? You know, so I'm like, no, thanks. I'm just kidding, Tommy.
My point is, I don't think you got in business without him, is the point that I was making.
No, we've known each other since high school, and he's always been my yin and yang.
Right,
so.
got it. Tommy, Tyler, thank you, guys. Ace Handyman Service. Call them if you need a repair, guys. They are exceptional. They're dynamite men, and you can trust everything that they say, and their work is guaranteed. Ace Handyman Service. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. We really do appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks for having us, Joe.
Remember, your business matters. We'll see you next week.
WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W264C.